Hello everybody, I'm SJM. Welcome back to some Desertopolis. Today we will quickly finish off the Age of Netherite questline. Then we'll get into some more preparations for the endgame, basically setting up our infrastructure to make it as painless as possible, although it is going to be pretty painful to get to the endgame. I've been doing some calculations and looking at all the stuff that we're going to need, and it's going to be a lot, but we'll cross those bridges when we get to it. But for today, it's going to be pretty simple. So we've got the nether stars already. I've been duplicating them in the pressure chamber. So you throw another star in there with the ingredients for another wither skeleton, and you get two out the other side. So that's what I've been doing, and then I made up a bunch of that. I realized that we're going to need to step on the gas with the coal, so I've got coal coming in quite quickly over here, and I put a nether star block on top of my oil production for the refinery here, so we're just doing that. I'm kind of filling up on the LPG and the diesel here, so I might switch around this piping to process those ones for a bit and let these build up in the interim, but might get a let's do that now while we're thinking about it, right? No. That drawer. Storage upgrade. There we go. There we go. Without something in your offhand, shift right click and you can see all the upgrades that you've got in there if you want to ever retrieve any. But note, if you take out a storage upgrade and you're over your limit, that's going to spill it out into the world all over the place. All right, so for these trading stalls, we're going to need two things. We're going to need villagers, and we're going to need nether stars, netherite, sandstone, and fancy carpet. So magenta for the end trading stall, and cyan. Yeah, cyan for the nether trading stall. I'm just going to get these from the catalog. And I guess I need my dollary dues for that. Let's put that in there. There's a cyan dye. Cost me $1 due for that. And one magenta. That is easy done. Just recolor this carpet that I grabbed from the pyramids and that I was using to get into my chicken pens earlier on, but don't need those anymore. Now we need one of those. One of those. I had end stone already from the trade that I did, so if I just do this, that should be the big loud noise. Set up a spot over here for them, so just put a nether trading stall down there. That's pretty neat. I like that model. Nice. And then we'll need the summoning block on top of an emerald block. Oh, why didn't you go down inside? Sir, that is not your home. need you to go to your home. Yes. Good man. Really? Holy cow. I've never been so cursed in my life. Alright. Oh, let's put this down. Like the other one, yeah. Those are pretty cool. They've got all the goods that we would want if we needed any of those, but I don't think we really need any of them. Should have learned from the first time. Like, why would you walk off the edge going the wrong way? Anywho, we could, you know, trade for this stuff, upgrade them, get better trades further on down the line, so on and so forth. Just normal villager stuff, but we don't really need that. Like in the progression, obviously you'd need to get some endstone that way, but we've already got it. And then once we've got a little bit of endstone, you can dupe it in the alloy smelter. So endstone plus regular stone gets you 2 endstone back in at the end of the day. So you just have to come back here. Grab some stone. Oh. The endstone. Like so and so forth. Anywho, on to the quality of life stuff that we're going to set up here today. Don't think I'm going to be making any more redstone. I think I've got 1,500 redstone dust. Should be enough for the pack. So this is kind of where I'm going to have my drawer wall as a general rule. And we'll also need a drawer controller, which is not too hard at this stage now. I'm just missing a drawer, so get that. I can put this down. Do I want to put it down over here? Or do I want it more in the middle? Yeah, I think that's where I want it. I've done some digging underground here just so I can set up connecting all of these drawers together. So normally you'd put your drawer controller right on your drawer wall, but I've got drawers full of stuff all over the place around here, so we'll just connect all of this stuff up with trim. So don't really need to connect to this one necessarily, but we'll need this one, we'll need the coal, which I guess it's about time to switch that one over now. Just let that run its course. Just like that. Little bits and bobs. So if you hold shift, you can void the liquids that are in there. Just go grab my wrench and we'll configure the outputs. you, and now we should be good to go on those. So with the drawer trim here, half a stack for now should be fine. The drawer controller is right here. And I'm going to want to do it this way. That's the iron, and the coal is here. So if we just do this, bring that back to here. That was just future proofing. That's future proofing if I need to go that way at all. This is for setting up refined storage stuff. That should hook up those ones there. Too short. So now I've got 1500 sand, 1521. 1522. That all goes in there. The next thing that we want to do is to hook up our refined storage system to the drawer controller so that we can use all of those items in our crafting. And that's going to take an external storage. For that, we're going to need some of this refined storage cable. We're going to need quite a bit of this stuff, more than usual. We'll do a stack for now. And then an external storage requires a couple of chests, construction core, destruction core, and an improved processor. Destruction core is just a basic processor and a nether quartz. Oh, this one. And the construction core is with the crystallized mineral instead of a diamond. No, quit looking at the drawer controller. And I guess I should have my shovel on me. Put the external storage there. Oh. And just run the cabling. I'm doing this the wrong way, am I not? I am. Now, in our system, I should see all of the stone, all of the gold, all of the extra coal that we added in. It's only showing 2K iron. We should have 18 1,000 available to us. Oh, there it is. Never mind. There we go. Now those are all hooked up together. Obviously, with the trim system and the refined storage, we can't hide it all, but we get a good amount of it hidden. That's not too horrible at all. Now there is one thing that we could do from the useful items section here is this pipe connector. I'm not interested in messing around with this, but apparently this could, let us forget running cables on our own, lays cables across a distance, press shift over the item to see how to use. It just tells you how to use it. So just remember, you kind of want to click on, so if I wanted to set this, I don't know if it'll work with the trim, but it would work with the refined storage cable. And you just have to click on the side of the thing. So I'd have to click on the underside of this external storage connector, and then the underside of the refined storage, and then those would connect up. Got those ones in. I could make cable covers to clean that up, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Oops, I did not want to do smooth stone. Okay, next, I guess we'll just clean this up for now. Fix up stuff later. So the other thing we'll talk about today are these crafters. So we can use crafters to have our refined storage system make things for us automatically. So we're going to need a few things. Obviously, the crafters themselves. We'll also need could get a crafting monitor at some point. No, it's not crafting that I'm looking for. It's pattern. Pattern grid is the one we're looking for here. I just need the vanilla one, please, not the fancy colored ones. Wait for it to cycle through all of the colors. There we go. We found it. So an advanced processor, a pattern, and a grid. So patterns, easy enough, just some glass, quartz enriched iron, and some redstone. I'm going to make as much as I can for now. Wait, I thought I had lots of... Maybe have I used it all up already? Oh, I know. I remember what happened now. I was making it all, but my sand drawer wasn't connected, so I only had a little bit of sand. I remember now. Go, just make up a bunch so we don't have to worry about it again. Machine casing. Another construction core, another destruction core. The grid. Totally strange. switch that back there. We'll put our pattern grid up here. All right, so with the pattern grid in place and the patterns, go in this slot here, we can tell the system the recipe. So we'll put the ingredients here, the output there. Then we click this button here and it will create a pattern for that thing. And then we just put it in the crafter to I've got more construction cores and okay. Oh, I see what's going on. I'm looking at the wrong one. I need to look at this one. And I need basic processors. I'll do that and we'll be back in a second. All right, did all of the micro crafting there. It only took 10 seconds. I had some already in my inscriber. I didn't realize. I thought I had made them, but I wasn't sure. So we'll get 2 of these for now, and we'll set up, or I'll show you how these work in 2 different ways. So we can have one just hanging around, I guess. I can put it down here and just make sure it's connected to the system one way or the other. This will be for basic crafting things. So usually the first thing that you want to teach your we could teach it how to do the crafter, but we're not going to need so many, so I'm just going to leave it on my hotbar there and not waste a slot for those. But this is the first pattern that we want to make is the pattern for patterns. So this is an exact, if you clicking the exact or not just determines whether some interchangeable items would go in. So for example, you can use colored glass in these slots. If I tick the exact, it would only accept the regular vanilla glass. But if I untick the exact, if I've got other kinds of glass in my system, it will use it for that. And I don't mind doing that right now. So let's just create that pattern. Pattern for patterns, put it into the crafter. Off we go in there. I had one more in there. If I want to craft up some patterns, we just click on that. Let's make one more. Hit start. It will show me the items that it's needed and if I have it available, and then I just click start and bang, there's one more pattern in there for us to go. The next one, which is the one that's going to be super handy for us, is automating our alloy smelters, sag mills, not necessarily the charger, but you can see here I've even made a couple more alloy smelters here. We'll need to get some more smooth stone. Hooray. Put that down on there, and it's not pointed in the right direction. So this is the way we want to face towards any machines that we need the crafter to work on. So we need that to face downwards. And you can see from the side, it looks like that. All 4 of the other sides, that's the bottom and that's the top. So the top needs to look at the machine you want it to work on. So does this wrench work? No. What does it take to make the pneumatic wrench? It takes an orange dye. Which I don't have, obviously. Would the AE2 wrench work on it? Might be messing with it later anyways, so. No, it does not. I know the pneumatic craft wrench does work on it, so let's go buy a piece of orange dye, I guess. No, money. There we go. Lever, an air canister, which needs a pressure tubes, which I've got in my backpack. And I'll probably have to put air into it. No, I don't have to put air into it. That's fine. So just right click on the crafter there, and it's in the position that we want it to be in. That I don't need, that. These all can go in my backpack. That can go away. Right, so we do need these crafters hooked up to the system. That's a little bit off. Maybe I'll move the inscriber down there. Just run the cable like that. That should work fine. Doesn't have to be into the pattern grid. Anywhere on the system will be fine. Then the other thing that we have to do is we have to have the output to go back into the system, because if it's not, then the system won't know that the crafting is finished and it will be hung up in the system, so to speak. So I'll have to go down here and we'll set up an output chest. We'll need an exporter. Is it an exporter or an importer? I guess I'm going to find out the hard way. And item pipes. So all of these machines here I can hook up to the same output chest, which is my idea here. There, like that. So that should pull the items from the chest into the refined storage system. And we just need all of these pipes coming from these machines. Eventually we might hook all of these up, so that's why I'm doing them all here. Make sure we set all of the outputs. Just future proofing for myself for now. So that should do that. Now I can make this is going to be the ingredients we need to make dark steel. So 1 iron, 1 powdered coal, 1 obsidian will equal 1 dark steel ingot, not 27. That's important that you get that right, or else it'll really mess up the system. And this is a processing type of thing because we're using an external machine to make this. So we'll do that. If you hold shift in your inventory, if you've got a whole bunch of different patterns, you can see which pattern it is for. And when it's in the actual crafter, then it'll automatically show you which one it is there. So now if we look in our system and we ask it to craft 1 dark steel for us, you should see that fire up. That go down there. And if I had, so maybe it is an importer that I need. I was wondering. Oh, I don't need that one. I need this one. Not there. Dark steel should be in there. And if I had a crafting monitor, I could see that it was still stuck on actually making the crafting monitor. But there, okay, that's pulling from, so the exporter pushes to an inventory and importer pulls from an inventory. So that's gone now. And that should be back into the system and the craft should be completed. Excellent. So we can do that similarly for some of the other things that we'll be making, most notably when we get to the next stage here, which is the end steel. The end steel is an alloy smelting with end stone, dark steel, and obsidian. And obviously why I set up the dark steel is because I knew that we're going to be doing this end steel, and as I also did, we'll have multiple alloy smelters, so I don't have the same one with both the dark steel and the end steel in it, because if I do that, it'll wait for all the dark steel to finish and then it'll start processing the end steel. But if that's, you know, called crafting in series, where you craft one after the other. But if we do that, we can craft in parallel, where as soon as one dark steel finishes from here, then we could pick it up and smelt it in, say, this one here. So just a way to do things a little bit faster is with multiple machines, especially when one craft would use the same machine for two different items. So that's it for this episode. I hope this explains refined storage auto crafting stuff for you folks. If it doesn't, throw the questions down in the comments. I do my best to answer in written form as opposed to not being able to show you in game, but this will work similarly for sag mill. So if I need to set up a recipe to make the powdered coal, then I could, you know, have a crafter on here that would bring in coal, and then have powdered coal as the export, and then that would, you know, satisfy powdered coal for doing the end steel, or for doing the dark steel for this one, and they would craft themselves together there. And I'll probably, because we don't have any of the upgraded crafters, we have just the basic kinds instead of the like iron tier, gold tier, netherite tier, so on and so forth, that would be able to store more patterns in it. We'll probably end up needing a lot of crafters by the time we're finished the whole pack, but for now, we'll just set those ones up for now. I'll hide these away so that they're not sticking out like a sore thumb too much. Obviously, we can't do much about these ones, but that is what it is. And yeah, I'll get all of that set up so that we can fly through this as painlessly as possible and not standing here, shift clicking recipes for thousands of items that we need for doing the end game. All right, that's it for this episode. I hope you all enjoyed. I appreciate you checking it out, and we will see you in the next one.